We're reporting from Midtown Manhattan, not far from the United Nations headquarters, where President Obama just delivered his address to the 70th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Obama's speech is only the latest example of a world leader imploring the international community to think and act seriously in support of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals adopted this weekend. By now, our community knows these goals well, but one of the big efforts here has been to make sure that's the case for the vast majority of people who don't spend their lives immersed in conversations about global development. The officials and development professionals I've spoken to this weekend, even those who've been tired out by the long slog of getting these goals negotiated, admit to feeling excited about them and about being part of something bigger than any one agency or organization. Of course, it remains to be seen whether that excitement will outlast this weekend, whether advocates can sustain enthusiasm in the post-2015 agenda, and whether implementers can turn them into real programs, bankable investments, and stronger institutions. One of the questions we're always asked when we cover these kinds of summits is, are you hearing anything new? Or are these just the same platitudes repeated on a bigger stage by bigger names and figures? This week we've heard both, I think, but most of what's new isn't happening on center stage, but on the sidelines. We've heard British Prime Minister David Cameron talk about the need for greater commitments to crack down on illicit finance. And we've seen discussions about the future of humanitarian financing, at a time when the humanitarian relief system is overstretched, and the people who can actually make a difference, like Christina Georgieva and Helen Clark, are actually in the same room. And ultimately, that's what this weekend seems to be about, a recognition that the world in many places is in trouble and increasingly complex, and that development needs to adapt and draw more people in if it's going to be a source of global scale solutions. There's more work to do this week, and we'll continue to stay on top of it. Stay tuned.